My dear friends, there are seasons in life when everything feels quiet, but not the peaceful kind of quiet, more like the aching silence of emptiness. You wake up and go through the motions, but deep down, it feels like something is missing. Maybe you've prayed and it felt like your words never reached heaven. Maybe you've cried and no one noticed. In those moments, it's easy to believe the lie that you're alone, that God must have stepped away. But the truth is, His presence never left. He doesn't walk in only when the sun is shining. He stays through the storm, through the loss, through the confusion. God doesn't need you to be strong to be near. He is closest when you're weak. That emptiness you feel, it's not absence, it's space where He's waiting to fill you with something deeper than comfort, His presence. When life feels empty, it's often because we're searching for meaning in things that were never meant to satisfy us. Achievements, people, recognition, they're beautiful but temporary, but God's presence is not limited to success or happiness. It surrounds you even in your darkest hour, even when you feel forgotten. And even when you don't feel Him, He's holding everything together around you. Your survival through what tried to break you, that's evidence, that unexplainable peace when everything should have fallen apart. That's Him. He walks beside you in the hallway of heartbreak. He listens to the prayers you're too tired to speak. He is the steady hand in the chaos, the whisper in your silence, the warmth in your coldest nights. God doesn't abandon you just because life feels empty. Sometimes He uses the emptiness to draw you back to Him. What you're going through isn't proof that God has left. It's a place where He wants to reveal Himself in a deeper way. Sometimes we're looking for signs and wonders, but God shows up in the stillness, in the breath you take when you thought you couldn't keep going, in the way your heart keeps beating even when it's breaking. He is the invisible strength that carries you when your own strength is gone. So if you're standing in the middle of a season that feels hollow, don't mistake the quiet for abandonment. God is still writing your story. And the chapter you're in now, though painfully full of His unseen fingerprints, His presence isn't always loud, it's not always dramatic, but it is always there. You are not navigating this by yourself. He's in every step, every sigh, every second you decide to keep going. And even in the emptiness, you are fully surrounded by Him. True strength doesn't always look like confidence or power. Sometimes it looks like standing up when you feel broken. Sometimes it's getting out of bed when your heart is heavy. It's wiping your tears and whispering to yourself, God still has a plan. Strength is not found in how loud you can roar, it's often found in how deeply you can trust. Faith is the kind of power that doesn't shout, but it never stops speaking. When everything in your life feels uncertain, faith says, keep walking. When you don't understand the why or the how, faith says, God does. That's real strength. The ability to surrender your pain, your fear, your timing, and still trust that God is working it all for good. It doesn't mean you don't struggle. It means you believe even while you struggle. That kind of belief becomes your strength. You won't always see what God is doing behind the scenes. You won't always understand why He allows certain things to happen. But every delay, every closed door, every moment that felt like rejection, God can use it all. And when you walk by faith, you begin to live above fear. You stop depending on what's visible and start depending on what's promised. And His promises don't expire. His plans don't fail. Real strength is not about controlling the outcome. It's about surrendering the outcome and still choosing peace. It's choosing to believe that what you're going through right now is not the end of your story. It's a chapter, one that's going to lead to something greater than anything you've imagined, because God is not done with you, and He's not done with your purpose. So even when life feels heavy, even when your heart feels tired, keep choosing faith. Even when the answers don't come, even when the healing hasn't arrived yet, even when the door hasn't opened, choose to believe. That's strength, that's courage. It takes boldness to trust a plan you can't see. But God sees what you don't. He knows what's ahead, and He's already prepared a way. Your strength is in that trust. Your power is in that faith. Every time you choose to believe instead of break, you grow stronger. Every time you say yes to God's plan, even through tears, you rise. And one day, you'll look back at this very moment and realize it wasn't weakness that carried you. It was faith. And that faith became your greatest strength. There's a kind of pain that comes not from the struggle itself, but from feeling invisible in it, like no one really sees what you're carrying. You smile in public and cry in private. You stay strong for everyone else, yet feel forgotten when it's your turn to be held. But here's the truth you need to hear right now. God sees you. Not just your actions or your words, but the deep parts of you that no one else notices. The quiet prayers, the silent disappointments, the fears you hide behind your strength. You are not invisible to Him. Even when the world overlooks you, even when people misunderstand you, even when you feel small in a loud and rushing world, He sees. And more than that, He knows. He knows every piece of your heart, every thought you don't say out loud, every tear you've cried in the dark. There is not one part of you hidden from His love. Being seen by God means being fully understood and still fully embraced. No masks, no pretending, no need to prove your worth. He already knows your battles, past and present, and still chooses to stay. The parts of your story that you think disqualify you, He sees them as chapters of redemption. The moments you felt unworthy, unloved, or left behind, He's been beside you in all of them. You were never alone, and you were never unnoticed. His love is not based on your perfection. It's rooted in His character. That means you don't have to earn it. You don't have to fight for His attention. You already have it. Right now, as you read this, you are fully known and still fully loved. That's not just comforting, it's powerful. Because it means your worth doesn't depend on people, performance, or approval. It's already established by God Himself, and when you really understand that, when it moves from your head to your heart, you stop searching for identity in places that only give temporary validation. You stop chasing love that makes you feel less. You stop hiding behind fear and shame, because being seen, known, and loved by God gives you the confidence to stand tall in any room and peace in any storm. You're not forgotten, you're not too broken, you're not too late. You are deeply seen, completely known, eternally loved, and that truth, it's the foundation that can carry you through anything. So even if no one else understands what you're going through, remind yourself daily, God does. And to Him, you are never just another face in the crowd. You are His, fully and forever.